All right, let's get right into it. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on the business of creating a perfect memory. We're going to use a really cool case study, a bilingual wedding DJ company, to see how a modern service business tells its story to win over clients, especially when the stakes are super high. You know, it really all comes down to this one question. Think about it. Anyone can press play on a Spotify playlist, right? But for a once-in-a-lifetime event, well, that's a whole different ballgame. This single question is the bedrock of the entire business model we're about to unpack. And that's because a wedding is exactly that, a one-shot deal. There are no do-overs. The pressure to get it absolutely perfect is immense. And the DJ, more than almost anyone else, they're the ones setting the entire vibe, the whole emotional rhythm of the day. Their role is it's absolutely critical. So naturally, all that pressure creates a very real, very powerful anxiety for couples. I mean, you're investing so much time, so much money, and so much emotion. The fear of picking the wrong person, the one who could totally kill the mood on your big day, that fear is palpable. And this fear, it isn't just some vague worry floating around. No, it's rooted in very specific, very common failures that we've all either seen or heard horror stories about. The industry has these recurring problems, and a truly smart business knows how to tackle them head-on. So, what are these pitfalls? Well, first up, you've got the generic approach. You know the one, the DJ with the same tired wedding playlist for every single couple. Then there's the lack of wedding expertise. This is the person who just doesn't get the flow of a wedding, so they miss key moments like the cake cutting or a special toast. And finally, my personal favorite, the limited coordination problem. The DJ who's a lone wolf, not talking to the photographer or the venue, and just creating total chaos. And the result of any of these failures is always the same. A wedding that feels disjointed, kind of flat, and honestly, forgettable. It's the exact opposite of what every single couple is dreaming of. This is the core problem that needs solving. Okay, so we've laid out the problem. Now for the good part. Let's see how a savvy business takes these fears and flips them into a massive opportunity. This isn't just about selling a service. It's about selling peace of mind, the perfect antidote to a client's biggest anxieties. And it's brilliant. Look at how each solution is a direct answer to a problem we just talked about. Instead of that generic playlist, you get a personalized music experience. Instead of an amateur, you get an experienced wedding specialist who nails every transition. And instead of chaos, you get seamless event coordination with a professional MC. It's a perfect one-to-one fix. So let's get specific and look at our case study, Happy 2.0 Entertainment. This is how a real business takes that kind of bespoke solution and turns it into a unique brand that makes them totally stand out from the crowd. Now, here's where it gets really clever. Notice how they translate those big promises into tangible things you can actually get. They don't just say they're personalized. They offer a bilingual MC and a custom planning app. They don't just say they're coordinated. They explicitly list seamless vendor coordination as part of the deal. And let's just pause on this one for a second, because a bilingual MC is a huge deal. For so many families, this isn't just some nice little add-on. It's a statement about inclusion. It's a promise that every single guest, from your abuela to your college roommate, is going to feel welcomed and part of the celebration. It turns a potential language barrier into a bridge that brings everyone together. Then you have the tech side of things. Giving clients a custom planning app is genius. It puts the power right in their hands. It's a tool that gives them transparency and control, and it turns the super stressful process of picking songs and mapping out a timeline into something that's actually organized and maybe even fun. So how do they sell all this great stuff? They package it up in these super clear tiered offerings. You can see exactly how each level builds on the last one. From the core, happy package, all the way up to the Starstruck option, which is the whole shebang, photo booth included. It's a really smart way to let people decide exactly how much of that perfect memory they want to invest in. But look, making promises is one thing, proving you can actually deliver is a whole other story. This is where social proof, hearing from real happy customers, becomes your most powerful weapon. You have to show people that you've delivered the exact experience you're promising, time and time again. And here is that proof. This quote from Denise, it goes straight to the heart of it. A fun party where everyone is on the dance floor. It completely validates that promise of a personalized experience that keeps the energy up all night long. That's the goal. And then this one from Brian,
it's just perfect. It reinforces all the other promises. He mentions professional and seamless, directly calming that fear of disorganization. And he even gives a shout out to the app. But the killer line is at the end, creating a magical moment that will never be forgotten. I mean, that's the ultimate ROI for a couple, right?
So when you bring it all together, the solutions, the cool features, the glowing reviews, you end up with something way bigger than just a DJ service. The company's mission is simple but powerful, to bring people together through the universal language of music. They're not just playing songs, they're crafting a shared experience that unites everybody in the room. And that really leaves us with this final, thought-provoking question. When you're not just buying a few hours of music, but you're investing in a seamless, stress-free, and absolutely unforgettable experience, how much is a perfect memory actually worth? It totally reframes the conversation from just being about cost to being about the value of a memory that will last a lifetime.